Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Today's episode, we start season 13 with the German Super Cup against Bayern Munich after we won the DFB Pokal last year, but handed the title to Bayern when it was within our grasp of doing the League Cup double and ticking off another part of Glory Hunter. With that being said, this season, it is all about what we can do to win the league, and we are going to go through with the squad that we have and go through some of the transfers and just tell you what's going to happen in this episode. But I do have to mention, the 2034 World Cup has been and gone, and if you want to check out the last two episodes to see how we did, I'm going to go and say, go do that now before I spoil anything else, before we get into it. Yes, we did win the World Cup. Yes, I am a big believer that we're about to complete Glory Hunter in our first time of asking. If you have a look at our reputation, 90%, we're basically going to get any job I think that we could get. That is for sure. We have done everything that we've needed to do here. Basically, it's now just win the league in Germany and then go to the double in Spain, and we are finished in Glory Hunter. That is for sure. I'm still a Brazilian manager because I enjoyed this Brazilian team so much. We played piss poor at the World Cup, has to be said, and we still nearly won it. Now, let's go and talk about the squad before we get into it. And usually what I do in these episodes is I go and say, here's your team, here's your signings, give you a game, and that's that. We're actually going to do it the other way around. I know what I want to buy, and I've already bought a couple, and we're going to go through that today, and then I'm going to play this game, and then we're going to come back with maybe the last piece of the puzzle, because I've got some crazy ideas here. I think the first thing I'm going to say, that is your squad at the moment. There's one new name in the squad already, and there will be one new name in just a second as well, which you guys have seen in the past. But I look at that squad, and if you look at just the star ratings, you know, if you go to like Abru, who's 3.5 star, 4 star, you know, he's a leading Bundesliga player. Go to Iramoto, you know, leading Bundesliga player. I'm just trying to pick up someone that's actually properly half star. Yeah, like Minev, leading Bundesliga player. So if they're 3.5 star or more, they are world class, borderline world class. If not, off we go. I think the other big thing I want to say is with this squad, Castro will be given the license to start this season. He's touted as our best player. He's world class, and well, mate, the guy didn't start for me in our first season. He scored 13 with 18 off the bench. Not too bad. And then last year, 22 and 17 starts, 9 off the bench. Only finished second in the Golden Boot to Real, who is on the bench as it stands in our best 11. I will say that also before we get into what we've done, we've rejected 98 and 102 million from Manuzzi from Spurs and Chelsea. Chelsea still want him. He has a release fee of 148 mil, and he kind of wants to go to the Premier League. So there is a world where he could go. But outside of that, no real big interest in any other big players. Real always gets interest, but you know we generally keep hold of him as well. Now we're going to talk about some new players. First things first, I'm trying to sell Konate, so let's get the boring one out of the way, so to say. But one that I'm really happy with. Array Efe is a wonder kid that's been sitting here on loan. He's got great headering, great marking, and is pretty decent mentals and physicals. He's going to be your new fourth choice centre back. If you come to have a look at him and what he does, he's a good Bundesliga player that's homegrown. Great for the Champions League registration. Also will be part of the club as well. If I look at the team, this is a great side. Let me go and just show you guys what my rotated side looks like. Straight away you look at it and you go, there's players where we could improve on. You know, right back we have a wonder kid. Centre back's not too bad when I actually get Ray not to play ball playing. Same with Roy, they're not ball playing either. Adam's really good. Tyrone's a wonder kid. Xavi Simmons, Song, and Sao, all the ones that are question marks that I want to improve on, because Roger Vial and Real are world class for what they do. And saying that, we do have a lot of money to spend. I'm going to just go back to our first string squad. We need to we need to improve in a couple areas. First things first, you guys would have seen Leto was second choice, and that's because we signed someone. If you watch the World Cup, you already know who we've signed. We also sold some people out there to get 30 mil back. But if you watch the World Cup, Anthony Heatley made a mistake in the semi-final for England. He was Liverpool's number 2 last year, which is crazy, but Liverpool have this guy in goal. So, not Jimenez, they have Nunatari, wherever he is. Nana Muntari, who is one of the best goalkeepers you're ever going to see on Football Manager. He is absolutely elite. So with that being said, this guy that we've signed called Anthony Heatley, had only played 2 games in the league, one of them off the bench, has to be said, one of them off the bench in the Prem, and he played 11 games in total, 2 off the bench last year. World-class keeper, hands down, so much better than Lido. I almost expect, I know we conceded less than a goal a game last year, I almost expect for Heatley to go and smash all the records with the defence that we have. He wants to be a world-class keeper, and this is a signing that is just going to take us to a next level. We spent big money, 60 mil up front, could raise to 80, but for a keeper like this, absolutely nothing. We love it. Still leaves us with 99 mil in the budget, and we're about to announce another signing. Sergio is in to be the backup left back, which means that our rotator team's looking better. In the end, it was those games we rotated in that we drew too many of. I'm now going out there with the intention of I am building a side that is going to be the best team in the world. I want to have the best team in the world by the end of this window. Sergio's in. We're going to send him on an intensive language course. We're going to welcome him straight into the team. This is a guy that was my left back in the World Cup final, got man of the match in the World Cup final. I can deal with him being out there. Apparently, he's just a good Bundesliga player at 2.5 star, but he's better than Ciao. And what I love about him is he contrasts to Giuseppe. This guy is well-rounded, he can tackle, he can mark, he's more defensively minded, which is great, but he can also whip a ball in with 12 crossing and still get away with that as well. He played great for me in the World Cup, played great for me for Newcastle as a backup. I'm getting him in as another backup with a lot of experience as well, and I really think he's better than 2.5 star. He's been playing at FC Nantes. I think that just makes a lot of sense, which means that when I go to my second string side, and I go back to this, straight away, you go and get Sergio into here, and you're looking at it going, okay, Sergio, not too bad. We'll obviously get you to support, right, because I wouldn't play him on an attack, but yet again, you got a 2.5 star keeper, which is a good player, Wonder Kid potential, also Wonder Kid potential. Good player, Wonder Kid potential. Song's a Wonder Kid, but I'm open to selling him or buying someone else. Xavi Simons is also another one, Val and Real. So pretty much for the rest of when it comes to this episode in terms of what we're going to do with our squad, save that as rotation as well. We are going to go and go through and look to build a very, very good second string side and make sure that we have one of the best teams in not just Germany, because I reckon we have the best team in Germany, the world. So there we go. We're going to do that and do that. That's your best 11 and best bench. And if we could just get that little bit of extra X factor, I will. When you have a look at the budget, what's left, we've still got 964k in the budget. And if I wanted to eke that into transfer, I definitely could like this. But there is no need to at the moment. We've got 67 mil to spend. That's plenty of money. Canate's about to go out for 3 mil as well to get him off the wage budget too, which frees up the wage there for Sergio. And well, we're in a really, really, really good spot. Now, let's get into the game of this episode, and it is the German Super Cup, which we've never been part of, and I would love to win, because we can add it onto the Glory Hunter sheet of competition that we've won. In terms of pre-season, I was in the World Cup for these ones, so we didn't read too much into it, but we beat Lotte 7-0, Arminia Bielefeld 6-0, Black Spartans 6-0, St. George 12-1. These are 2 Australian sides. We go on Australia tours every year because we've got a few affiliations with a few Australian clubs at Dortmund. Like in real life, beat Ajax 3-1 in the only hard game we really played, and Atletico BBL we spanked 6-0 Real, scoring 5 or 4. So it looked really good. Team itself in a great spot. German Super Cup. Let's get this one underway, and then after this, the next part of this episode after this game is going to be us cutting towards the end of the window, saying these are the other couple of players I've signed to strengthen the whole entire squad, and this is how we're lining up with both first team and second string side, or it could be that Manuzzi left us, which I highly doubt. On his debuts, Antoni Heatley, Ernest, Abru, Linden, Giuseppe, Haas, Iramoto, Blesser, Manuzzi, Menev, and Castro up top. It's a world-class, star-studded side. Sergio wants a number. I'm going to give him the number 15 because he's going to be a backup left-back. There we go. And let's get underway here and see what we can do against what looks like a very good buy-in side. They did just sign Joe Rivi, who for those guys that have paid a lot of attention, who've been checking out the streams, links down below. We've seen this guy come through the academy in the Dutch league. We've seen him obviously go off the Man United, and they bought him. He's hands down one of the best players in the world. So that's not good. They signed him. Musiala's out there, Fred through the middle, which is really dangerous as well, and Pino. I think when you looked at that buy-in side the last 2 times we played him in the league last year, they probably lacked that big talisman up front outside of what they had, like Charles, etc. They're getting a bit old. The rest of the team are still getting a bit odd. I'm almost tempted to take the lip away from them just because I could and loan out Emre again because for 14, 15 mil, okay, go one of their best centre backs. And off we go. Same with Alphonso Davies. I would have if he was available. But yeah, that's kind of the thinking. Anyway, look, I think we have a better team than Bayern. Still do. I thought we did last year. Even with that new signing of Joe Rivi, I still think we do. But let's get underway and see how we go here as well. So, 10 minutes of a lot of talking. Now we just focus on the match. And so far, 0-0, not really a highlight to speak about here against two very evenly matched sides. We will say they're not starting Risotto, which is a bad thing for us because I do think he's poor. Anyway, De Ligt finds Zego, Yeremy Pino, Chop Rivi, Musiala, great ball out there to Yeremy Pino, and well, it's been put wide, and Yeremy Pino really should hit the target from there. Anyhow, 0-0, so we'll take it. Struggling for the ball, which is not good. Bless has picked up a knock, but choked it off straight away. Even game in terms of they've had more of the ball, we've had more chances, so pretty even in how this has gone. And right on half time, we got another highlight. Hedel goes all the way long. Ernest, Giuseppe, Minev, Linden, Abru, Haas, Blesser, Abru, Ernest, Blesser, goes with it. Inside the Iramoto, picked off. Pino, Chop Rivi, picked off, and Linden does well. Great ball into the channel, finds Minev, top of the box, Manuzzi wanted it, finds him, Manuzzi through Hedel and in, and we lead right on half time. In a very even game, maybe a little bit lucky to be 1-0 up here, but we'll take it, and we lead 1-0, and it's that man, Marco Manuzzi, who's one of our best, and it's a great ball from Minev, and well, that probably the keeper should do better. It was onside as it went through Davies, Alphonso Davies, so maybe it's a bit harsh on the keeper, but look, 45 minutes away from winning the German Super Cup, I'll take it. Time ticking, Blessers obviously can't really deal with this knock. They've made a change to go into that narrow 4-2-2 system, which they do, which I think is fine when they do that. But Linden, Iramoto, poor ball up from Iramoto, and here comes Drop Rivi. They got numbers now. Alphonso Davies, Musiala, Usego's in, and that's a goal. Dario Uzego from deep, making a run. Probably should have won the ball back maybe a couple of times in that highlight. Bless is about to come off here. Actually, Marshall is pretty well, and like we really should have not allowed that ball inside, and well, Linden really should have won that for a world-class centre-back too, but oh well. Here's what it is. We haven't really allowed Bayern to get away with this game, which is good. This is my issue, is like, who do we put out here? Alfredo Ariel is going to come on to give him some minutes here. Also going to get Giuseppe off. He's not had the best of the game for Sergio to get his debut as a wing back on support. Just going to let him sit in. I think that makes a lot of sense here. Also think that this is not a bad game to allow Roger Vau to get some minutes as well. I'm also thinking pre-season, get the boys out there that need to get out there to play some minutes as well. So it's all well and good to go and beat Bayern. I still think we came with the team we got out there, but I also do think that rotating, getting some lads that can get minutes under their belt to help them is important. So like Mohamed's going to come in as well, and I think Tyrone's going to be a big part of this year too. So if we lose now late, it's because I am thinking about minutes and match fitness for the season as well, because it is still in pre-season. But we've played pretty well here. And that's a ball to Vinny Jr., who really should have missed that. And, well, Linden does well. Surprised he was onside, but the game reckons he was. Bayern having more XG, but I think their chance is very clear cut. So, read into that what you do. Rosato's on there, who I don't think he's that good, so need to punish him. Ball goes long. Tyrone wins. Mohamed Adam does well. Finds Abru. Abru. Ernest, who's about to come off for Roy, because if this goes to a shootout, Roy is very good at taking penalties. Good header from Rosato there. I thought he was about to let that one run. was Castro was in, and that's a throw and a half from the keeper. Still, inside the Vinny Jr. Should have been our ball, wasn't. Musiala's in. Great save from Tony Heatley. World-class save. Ernest is going to come off for Roy. Apparently we can't make any more substitutions. We've already made 5, so our best penalty taker's on the bench. That's great. Thought we only made 4. Abri wins. Real. Ball and a half looking for Roger Vau, who might have been offside. Still fouls his man. That is cynical. Should be a booking. No, it was offside. Okay. It won't matter. Time ticks away. Is it going to be late drama? There isn't. We're off to a penalty shootout to decide if who's going to win this. And, well, I'll tell you straight away, we don't have any penalty takers out here, so that's great. Castro and... apparently Alfredo Reyes has only got 7 penalties. Are you serious? That's no way that's correct. Castro and... Abru. Yeah, world-class players. Go. I don't think we win this. I don't think we win this one, but who knows? We've got apparently no penalty takers. The problem with the game is regens never get penalty taking. Anton Heatley goes the wrong way as Jock Rivy scores. Somehow, for a world-class striker, Fredo Real's only got 7 pens, makes no sense. But here he comes. He steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. Great penalty for a guy with 7 penalty taking. 1-1. Musiala versus Anthony Heatley. He's not the biggest keeper. He's only 6 foot. Musiala goes down the middle. 2-1 Bayern. Linden, who has got good composure for a world-class centre-back. Gives the keeper the eyes, looks up and drills at bottom bins. 2-2 after 2 penalties each. Vinny Jr. been there, done it all. Could have won the World Cup with me, but wanted to retire from international football. Versus then Tony Heatley. And, well, Vinny puts it into the bottom bins, into the keeper the wrong way. 3-2. Castro, Mr. World Class. Mr. is an absolute monster in a tank. Steps up for 3-3. Sends the keeper the wrong way as well. 6 clinical penalties each, in total, 3 each. Alphonso Davies now versus Anton Heatley. Alphonso Davies, Anton Heatley. Wrong way goes Anton Heatley. And, well, Alphonso makes it 4-3 Bayern. Roger Vau, who's one of our better penalty takers out there, the Spaniard, steps up. And, well, the keeper was looking for the Panenka down the middle, and Roger Vau just slotted it past him. And here comes Bazat, who is the best player in the league according to the game. Steps up, and, well, that was telegraph where it was going, and Heatley decided he didn't want to dive. Turned his whole body as he was about to hit that. I was like, okay. Now it is down to Abru, who's a world-class centre-back, to step up here and make it 5-5 and go to sudden death. If Abru misses, we lose. Abru steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. 5 penalties all. And now it's Steele versus Anton Heatley at 5-all. Steele. Down the middle he goes. Heatley dives, as you would. And now, who steps up? Because I haven't picked this now. Who steps up? Let's have a look-see. It's Adam. Mohamed Adam. Who won the DFB Pokal with Hoffenheim. Steps up and, well, really, the keeper should have saved it. But at 6-6, it's all that matters. Matthias De Ligt now. Anton Heatley, come on, buddy. Make a save. 6-all. De Ligt. Heatley saves it. De Ligt went down the middle. Heatley stood strong. And now we have a chance to win this German Super Cup with our 7th penalty. Who's got the ability? Who's got the power? It's Manuzzi. Marco Manuzzi. World-class Marco Manuzzi. Steps up with a chance. Marco Manuzzi into the bottom bin. It's going to finish 1-all. And it's going to finish Dortmund 7-6 on pens. We are Super Cup winners. We start the year with a cup competition. A great stuff and a great time. But I'm definitely going to stand by what I say. I think this squad is great. This squad will probably win the Bundesliga, but we've got 60-odd million to spend. I think let's go spend that budget. Let's go build one of the best teams in the world, and let's go win this Bundesliga easy. And then allow our second string side just to rotate through the cup and whatever, because we've won it all. It is going to be, though, some celebrations tonight. Very happy with that. We won it in a shootout. Anthony Heatley on his debut made a penalty save in the shootout, which is nice. And well, I'm very, very happy with that as well. Boys did what they needed to do. I'll see you guys for any potential, any potential signings in the future, and of course the the potential of there maybe being a sale. But we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, YouTube. This isn't a drill. I'm not a manager that likes deadline day personally. I'm very much get your business done early, get the boys in, get them all playing together, off we go. But it's deadline day and we still need one more position. And we do have a transfer bid in for one player, which maybe we'll get to announce on deadline day. Think what we're going to do is just start with the transfer ins and outs and see what it is. You will see the name that I'm going for there. We'll speak about him in a second. Look, on the outs, we're going to go in order of outs. Look, Kanate, when he was going to leave, Ngari was here for a year just to get Edmondson in. I've now signed another keeper anyway. Sial's gone for $7.5 million to fund a new fullback, which was Sergio, which you guys have seen. Mohamed Adam got some big bigs, and I sold him off the Bayro 4 for $40 million, which I think is a ludicrous amount of money. I think it's fantastic. He gets to go be a first choice centre mid, and the reason why we've done that is we've signed another backup centre midfielder, and then I found another backup centre midfielder, and Tyrone then went on loan to be an important player. So my Bayro 4 are going to have Mohamed Adam and Tyrone as the two starting midfielders, which makes me think that they were probably good enough to be here as backups, but we got the money, we may as well spend it. So we're going to go in order here of players that we signed. So we've seen Anthony Heatley, and you've seen Sergio. Unai Venacore got transfers for $15.5 million, and you have a look at him and he's pretty elite. He's very well-rounded, 72 caps for Spain. He's very switched on. Can mark, can pass, can tackle, got positioning, vision, work, great decision-making, concentration, you name it, first touch, very fantastic. For me, he does play deeper line playmaker and support. The game will have you think that maybe he should be playing in a more defensively minded role, which, to be fair, I think he definitely could. As an anchor man, I don't particularly use one, but as an anchor man, he would be absolutely elite in there as well. But as a backup centre defensive midfielder, behind Iramoto and Haas, very good option as well. Could technically play centre back if really needed, but he's very good. So we signed him. We're then thinking, okay, we need a backup 10 or we need a backup winger. I was initially going to play this guy out wide, but we decided against that. We're playing him through the hole. Welcome, Kai Havertz. And by the way, 2 games on the bench for 2 goals. He scored a brace on his debut. Both free kicks. Yes, we're going to revisit both of them in a second. The man at Chelsea's had a fantastic career, but he does come in to be the backup attacking midfielder. He's very good in this role. Doesn't need the pace, which he's still got a little bit of, but passing, technique, vision, off the ball, flair, first touch, anticipation, great. Great over a dead ball as well. Can finish a chance if he gets them. And in the first game against Bayro 4, where he played on the opening day, this guy was absolutely elite. So to get a guy in like this at 35 in the twilight of his career, but it's still of a very good level, is perfect for the backup 11. Speaking about getting a guy like this in, lastly, Kevin Turam was transfer listed by Real Madrid for $1.5 million, and I was like, yeah, thank you very much. And the reason why we loaned out Tyrone had a bid from Bayer 04, come in on loan. I delayed it until the Turam signing came in, but it makes pure sense. Segunda Volante on support, back a line, is just magical. Still physically fantastic, mentally switched on, and technically is great. He's been here and done it all. He's had a very good career, and at 33 has something to offer us in terms of a backup player. Has been at Man City in the save, has been at Real Madrid in the save, and has always played well. Did come off the bench for me in my last game, which was superb. In terms of the league, we have started with a 7-1 win over Bayro 4. We were 1-0 down inside 10 minutes. Anton Healy, even though he got a 7, made a mistake. And then we beat Nuremberg 5-0. But what we're here for is the Kai Havertz moments, because it was a crazily good debut from Havertz. He scored a free kick in the 78th minute, which you would just applaud because it was a good free kick. But the one in the 92nd minute is beyond good. This one here, great whippage, superb. The one in the 90th minute, better than whippage. It is just pure and utter, you remember when I showed you Iramoto's goal last year, that one goal of the year and probably goal of the save? This comes close. This is at a reduced speed, no whippage, straight, flat as attack into the apex and in. That is one of the better free kicks you're going to see. It was superb. We won 7-1. We absolutely destroyed them. And then with that as well, we beat Nuremberg 5-0 in a game that we absolutely rolled them in. And saying that though, Real, who scored off the bench in the 7-1 win of Bayro 4 and Castro, who got a couple, Castro did nothing of the sort, and Real didn't score off the bench either. But as you can see there, the starting 11 bar Castro was pretty good, and we look in a very good spot. Which means if you have a look at our starting 11, very nice. Good names on the bench. Like, have a look at the names on the bench. Carlos is a wonder kid. Roy, we rejected 50 mil from Real Madrid. He's not going. Sergio's a World Cup winner and started in the World Cup final. Thuram and Unai are midfielders that have been there, done it all. Froke Havertz in there for creativity as well. Xavi Simons still makes the bench because of the name. Roger Vial's fantastic and Real's Real. It's a very star-studded bench for the starting 11. When you have a look at the rotation side, all of a sudden now guys that are 3-star and better of the good to leading levels of the league, you've now got a very good right back who's only going to get better, a leading centre back, Array and Sergio obviously getting better roles, look better, and then you've got 2 midfielders that in both roles are absolutely elite still at their older age, bring experience to a side that is very good. Havertz, fantastic, 3-star, does what he needs to do, perfect, arguably 3.5-star as well in certain other roles as an advanced playmaker as well. Roger Vial on the left is fantastic, and Real is world class up front. Puts you in a very good position with the backup side, bar one position, which is right wing. I don't know if I want to play Xavi Simons, and I don't know if I want to play Song. However, there is a guy that we have gone for here on deadline day, and we've got 74 mil to spend, and his name's Phil Foden. He is transfer listed by City for 26 mil. He wants to come in and be a regular starter, which is fair enough. If Phil Foden, you still look this good. 240k a week. Yeah, it's a lot of money for a backup, but off the ball, outrageous passing, outrageous technique, outrageous, still got great finishing first touch. This is a guy that if Bless is ever in poor form, Phil Foden, you start, right? Bless though is in outrageous form at the moment, and I don't want to really change too much of the first team. It's all about changing the about the B side. So what we're going to do is see if he's got a bid in from Arsenal, he's got a bid in from me. We're going to see what happens here with 9 hours to go on deadline day, and see if he chooses me or chooses Arsenal. Now, if he chooses Arsenal, we might try to find another one around. Xavi Simons has some interest, which I would be looking to sell as well, but here we go. We have an interest. Here we go. We've got bids here. Real Madrid making a Carlos bid, which just shows you how good he is. Chelsea making a Rezo bid. A loan there for you as a 20-year-old, that's fine. Offers made here for 18 mil, going to reject both. Joe Carlos, we're going to reject 25 mil from. This guy, by the way, at 20 is starting to look like a right back and a half. Players winning Player of the Awards here. Waiting to see what Foden does. We won't make a move on anyone else until Foden makes a decision. We also went for this guy at right wing as well from Porto because he looks very good and got good technicals, but he didn't want to join me. Other right wingers that we could go for. Let's have a look. Phil Foden is on the transfer list. We've got 74 mil to spend. If I take the transfer list off to any and put it to right wing, these are the guys that are available, right? No one of note. Ferran Torres for 3.9 mil makes sense, but he's not really a right winger. He's more of a left winger. Which then makes you think, Hugo Novao is not bad. He's very well-rounded, but I may as well play Song. If I'm honest, if I don't get Phil Foden, it might just be Song as a wonder kid. Cole Palmer's got some interest, but I don't think he's that good. So you're starting to think that of what is available to me as a backup, because we don't want to go, oh, we want someone in that's world-class, then yeah, I could try and break my bank for Rodrigo, for instance, at 33, but I don't think I see the need for that. You go to my short list here and you're looking at right wingers with at least 3-star potential, or ability, sorry. There's a guy called Thomas, who's a Brazilian. I've signed a lot of Brazilians here. I kind of want to stay away from it. I'd probably go and make a move for him because he's fairly got good physicals and very good mentals, but that's about it. It doesn't play for me from Brazil though, so it is what it is. But there's a lot of Brazilians in this list because I'm Brazilian manager. Hopefully Foden just says yes. Hopefully Foden just says yes to end off this episode. They don't say... you can go on deadline day. Hoffenheim make this bid, and you're not for my 4th choice centre back. And Mangalovo, who I was also thinking about, who's a very good Brazilian, another one, has gone to Villa. Should have probably moved for him. Does Foden want to make a choice here with 6 hours to go? I'm now getting to the point where it's Song or Foden. Behind that, don't care. Alright. It's now Foden or nothing. 5 hours to go. If it's Song, that Song is a wonder kid. Heleno wants to work with me. Aha. Heleno for 50 mil would be nice. This would be a signing and a half. This would be like, Now, was the other one Foden? Foden's coming. It doesn't even matter. We don't have to do anything. It's Phil freaking Foden, boys. With that being said, Foden's in. Song, transfer, offer, loan. Important player. Just give me a little bit of his wage. And we're going to see if someone comes in for Son. Foden's in. Send him an intensive language course and register him in to the team. Unreal. And we'll have a look at this now. Song out, Foden in. What a signing. As a backup team now, that's a team that's going to win a lot of games of football. That's a team that's going to win a lot of games of football. Going to save that as the rotation side. And have a look at that for a rotation side. Lito. Brazil winning World Cup goalkeeper. Joe Carlos, wonder kid, which is rejecting bids from Real Madrid. Roy, World Cup winning centre back. Effie, wonder kid from Germany. Sergio, World Cup winning left back. Then Sedor and Thuram, 2 world-class midfielders. Phil Foden, who is elite. Havertz is very good. Roger Val, who is elite. And Real, who is a world-class striker. That is now a team that I think that second team there would finish inside the top 6. If that second team played all year in the Bundesliga, that would finish top 6. That's how you know you've got a good squad. And you have a look at the backups team now, and you look back at the first team. Mate, his name is Phil Foden. And he comes onto the bench. That is Phil Foden. You might be thinking, Damon, Phil Foden here wanting to play every minute? Just a regular starter. So as long as he gets games off the bench and it starts the occasional game, he's going to be happy. So there we go, boys. That is that done. If Song stays, he stays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Xavi Simons is probably going to get upset and want to leave. I will do all that in my own time. Thank you for checking out the episode. It's been a great start to the season. We've managed to win the Super Cup, and our rotated side, as Mix put it in the chat, could challenge for the title, in my opinion. I would agree. I would agree. We have built a very world-class squad. The challenge to win the title is underway. And with the team we've got, I think we should do it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and have a great one. Give the episode a like, and goodbye.